you want to know how lucky I am? I am so lucky because I got to speak with KariAnne Wood again, and I love her so much, and you are going to too. I'm going to post the other interview that I had with her last year at this time for her book, So Close to Amazing, but we're going to be talking today about this book, and it's a long title, You've Got This Because God's Got You. It was so good. What a great devotional. And you are going to love this interview with her. She is so, so cute. So everyone, here is KariAnne. Hi, everyone. I am so excited because I am speaking with author KariAnne Wood for the second time. And I feel so blessed. And when I saw this book, KariAnne, I was so excited. I was like, I have to talk to her. And she's got it in her hand, her brand new book coming out. You've got this because God's got you. When I read that, I saw it on Facebook and I was like, oh, please let her talk to me because we had so much fun the last time and I really wanted to read this and I could tear up, okay? I love you because you are so, like, normal.
Amen. Amen. Nothing but normal going on here for sure.
I know because, in your last book, when we talked last year, I mean, how you plan everything to be perfect. You are so much like me. Like I plan these little detailed things to be like absolutely perfect. And then it doesn't turn out perfect.
And it's so close. Hashtag so close. Hashtag so close.
So close. Which is what your last one was called. So Close to Amazing. It was like, it's this close and then it's not.
I know. Story of my life. Well, the reason why I wrote this one was because it's really a companion to So Close. And I wrote it because, and I kind of talked about this in a blog post I wrote about it. There's a scene in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And it's at the end of the movie and like they've all gone through and gotten chocolate spilt on them and swam in the fountains and done all kind of stuff. And before they ever got into the factory, the number one rule was you were not allowed to take anything from the factory. Well, he ends up, the little boy, Charlie, ends up putting something into his pocket. And he's about to leave, and Willy Wonka, basically, he's the last child standing, and Willy Wonka says, okay, like, get out of here, like, you're done, because Willy Wonka knows that he has something in his pocket. And so Charlie takes it out, and he puts it on the desk, and then there's this amazing scene where Willy Wonka reaches up, and his hand closes over, it's called the Everlasting Gobstopper, and he closes over the gobstopper, and he says, so shines a good deed in a weary world. And I just felt like we live in such a weary world right now. And I just felt like I wanted to give hope and encouragement and inspiration and encourage others to let their good deeds shine. And maybe just person by person by person, we could help this world be a little less weary.
I love your stories too. And, I grew up a Christian, okay? And I constantly the stories in the Bible are like my favorite and to relate them, so I had so much fun reading because you related stories to present day, and that's like one of my favorite things to do is to take it and and isn't it amazing how it applies?
Yes, 100%. There's stories from my life, stories of encouragement, stories of hope, stories where maybe I didn't have a good day and I kind of put a perspective on it, or stories where something happened, or, there's always a message, always a story and everything. But a few of the devotionals I took, Old and New Testament women, and I let them tell their story through present day. So, for example, Esther was the original supermodel, and and all kinds of fun stuff like that. It's just giving it a new perspective and a fresh take on a story that already had an amazing message.
Yeah, I want you to tell everybody the first story about how you came up with the title for this book.
Okay, so so the very first story in here, which, by the way, when you open it up, you'll see that everything in here matches all so close, like all of the graphics and everything. It's like a little so close. So the first story is actually called Because Some Days Are Poodle-Haired, and it's I'm not joking. I kind of have a little poodle hair going on right here, but I talk about a day when I just didn't have anything. Like, I just was frustrated, and I was mad at all the little things in this world. And my daughter, Whitney, I have twin daughters, and I was like, come on, let's get in the house. And I'm trying to get this kid here and this kid here, and like go to basketball and cheer and baseball and all this different stuff. And I leap out of the car, and I'm like, okay, we got 5 seconds, we got 5 minutes, hurry and get your stuff and get back in the car. And she wouldn't come, and she was on the other side of the car, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what is this? Why is she taking so long? And she comes around the corner, and she's like holding up her phone, and she goes, look at this, Mom, look at this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is she showing me? Like, I thought it was going to be a meme or a Facebook, something on Facebook or Twitter or something like that on Snapchat. And you know what it was? It was a photograph of this beautiful, incredible sky that's overhead. And my precious sweet girl, instead of concentrating on the busy and concentrating on the bad, she was capturing that moment that was going on right above my head that I had totally missed. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, sometimes I think it's so important. We're so focused on the here and the no, and we're so egocentric. We're focused on ourselves. And there are amazing things going on to celebrate all around us if we just take the time to look.
Yeah. Now, is she the same daughter that gave you that wrote on a, didn't she, there was that?
Yes, she wrote on a Post-it note. Yep, yeah, for sure.
That she said, you've got this, or something?
Yeah, she said, you've got this. And that's where the title from the book, she was like, Mom, you've got this. And, but of course I have this because God has me. So there's all of this devotionals. There's 52 of them in the book, and they're all stories. Of course, shocker that they would be stories. But they're all stories of just hope and inspiration and joy, and just to give you the courage and the strength and the determination to put one foot in front of the other.
And I love devotionals. I'm kind of like hooked on devotionals. Like I love picking up a good devotional for that day. I don't know. There's some, and then when you put a story to it and it makes it relatable, to your day, and you're like, okay, I can.
Well, I kind of have to have stories because I forget things all the time. And for some reason, I don't know why, if I have a story to remember it by, it's like the message in the story sticks with me. But if I don't have a story, sometimes I'll forget. So I kind of live my life in stories. And so what better than a devotional book totally centered around stories and stories of the heart?
Yeah. When did you decide you were going to put this out? Did you just start collecting stories? Like, did you just, like over the year, or how did you do that?
Well, I put So Close out, and when So Close did super well, and thanks to great promotion like your show and all that fun stuff, and so it was so well received, and so the publisher came back to me and said, hey, the message of So Close, of celebrating imperfection and celebrating all of the tiny moments in this world, they said, would you be interested in doing a new take on this? And I kind of came up based on my daughter and just, other little things that have happened in our lives. I kind of came up with, hey, let's take those moments of joy and hope and encouragement and put them into stories, which like little snippets. So it's almost like the message of So Close, but in like little tiny, just biteable snippets.
And that's why I said in the beginning, like, that's what I love about you, is that, especially like, as, I'm always on your Facebook page, and I love your designs and your pictures and everything. But I always chuckle because I know, like, you aren't about the perfect. Like,
amen.
I keep trying, like, I have to say, like, as a woman, it's not about, like, as for me, as being perfect. It's like thinking that maybe I'm missing something. Like, wait, did I miss something? Did I miss something? And that, which is trying to be perfect. But it's, for me, it's always like beating myself up with, like, did I miss something? Am I not doing it right? Am I not, But then when I was reading this, I was like, that's right. KariAnne said it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like,
you got this.
You got this. Like,
you got this.
Because when you look at Facebook and you look at the pictures and you think everything's perfect. You think everybody. I'm like, look at that woman. She looks like her life is together. She looks like she's doing
Amen. Well, and I think sometimes part of our challenge is, I spent, before I wrote a blog and before I, really kind of took a step back and had a hard look at my life, I really was all about trying to make everything perfect. Right. And the problem, even when I started my blog, I was going to be perfect. And the problem is sometimes we are so busy chasing perfect that we don't do anything. It's like the
Yes.
paralysis of
Oh God,
perfection.
right, right.
Like you think, well, I can't go invite people to my house because my house isn't cute enough. Or oh, like this morning when I was getting ready for this, I'm like, oh my gosh, my hair looks like yuck. Like I can't be on your show because like, well, if I just sat back and every time that I let the fear of perfection prevent me from doing something, I would never do anything. I would just sit at my house. And so I'm always like, you've got this, like do it. Like just do it. Because guess what? At the end of this day, no one's going to remember that I maybe had like questionably cute hair for this interview. People, people, people are just going to remember that there was an inspiring message and the words of hope and encouragement. And that's what's important. It's way better to get that message out there than worry about a silly thing like hair.
Yeah, I used to, I have 6 children, right? And back in the day when we were taking pictures and remember when scrapbooking was big? Because
Mm-hmm.
you were there.
Oh, I was there.
You were there.
Preach it. Preach
Yeah,
it. I have a few leftover scrapbook supplies if anybody needs any.
I know, right? And I'd be at AC Moore, and it would have to be perfect. Like, so when you have 6 children, if every page has to be perfect, what are you going to do? Like,
Yeah.
I would be like sitting there with those die cut things and, trying to get the perfect page. And at the end of the year, I'd be like, I only did 5 pages. And that's how I think about, because we don't do that anymore, but I think about my life like that. Like, look at all that time you wasted on these perfect, and now it's digital. My kids are taking pictures, 50 pictures a day. Like, they don't even care. It's not even a thing. And the thing that I stressed about so much, like, no, because when they're 50 and they're opening up these beautiful books that it's just silly,
Well, and I think too, think of how many times, like when you were younger and someone said, take a picture, and you're like, oh no, I'm not cute, I don't take a picture, don't take a picture.
Right.
Like, please don't do it. And then the few pictures that you took, you look back, you're like, dude, I was so awesome looking.
I know.
Like, I was so amazing. What was I thinking? I should have been posing all day long for pictures, I mean, what was happening? I think of that all the time. Oh my gosh. So, like, hashtag wish I would have done it. Like,
Yeah.
wish I would have taken more pictures when I thought I didn't look cute, but I really did.
Yeah. I'm going to tell everybody the last line in this book because there's no spoilers in this book. It's all stories. It's so cute. But it like made me tear up when I got done with it. And I just want to tell everybody this line. All we have to do is open our hearts and let our light shine. We can trust God to do the rest. And
Amen.
I thought that was a perfect ending to this book because it was like, right, like when all the things that don't go right or don't, like I just have to trust that what I think is perfect is not necessarily perfect. Why can't it just be that I don't know?
Well, and his ways are not our own. I mean, truthfully, like, I think sometimes we want to figure it out on our timeline and do our thing. And when things don't happen exactly the way that we want, we get frustrated and we get irritated and we get mad. And you know what? I think when you look back on your life through the perspective of time, you realize that God was there the whole time. And I know in my life, there are things that, oh my gosh, I wish I would have that would have happened, and now I'm like, oh, praise the Lord, they didn't happen. Like, I'm so glad because he knew what was best. And so we're so busy chasing perfect, chasing cute, chasing whatever. And if we just stood still and let God do the work, our lives would be so much simpler and so full of less worry. I think that's the thing. So many people worry, and like, I think I read a thing, 99% of things we worry about never ever come true.
Right. The things that I stay up waking, at night, awake.
Especially with 6 kids. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, worrying about and just, like, and then you see it all work out and you're like, and I did nothing. Like, I had nothing to do with it. And then look at it, all just worked out. So, it was, let's show everybody the cover again before I let you go. I'm going to be giving away a copy of this book on Instagram today. And I'm like looking close, like I'm like looking like I can hold it, but I love your colors. I love this. I'm so happy because I was only looking at it digitally. And I did notice when I looked up the cover, I was like, oh, it matches. She must love these colors because it matches her other book. But now we know it's a companion to that book. So I think that was an amazing idea. And also, before I let you go, are you working on something right now?
I am. I actually have a super fun, my next book comes out in March, and it's called The Style Finder, and it's all about how to find your style.
Oh my
It's so
God,
cute.
KariAnne, you're speaking to me, okay? Because I have no style. I need style, okay?
Well, it starts with a quiz, and you take it to determine what your style is, and then you go through the book, and there's like, if you like this style, here's living room ideas for this style, here's bathroom ideas, here's bedroom ideas, here's dining room ideas, and it kind of gives you tips and hints for each individual style.
I wish you lived near me.
Come on, let's go. Texas is a great place to be.
No, but please, okay. So before that book comes out, we have to talk. I have to read it, and I need to find my style because I
You
don't
are
have any
first on
style.
my list to get a copy because I love your audience. You have the best audience.
Oh, thank you. I love you so much, KariAnne. Thank you so much for talking with me, and I can't wait to see what this book does. I was so happy to read it. Felt so blessed. So thank you, thank you. And like I said, we'll be giving a copy away. All of her links. Go to her blog. She has an amazing blog. Go to her website. You'll love it. And go on Facebook. She's always posting pictures on Facebook. You'll love it. So thank you. Have an amazing day.
You too. Thanks, friend. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Watching my interview with KariAnne. Didn't I tell you? Okay, she is awesome. I love her. She's one of my favorite people in the whole entire world. And I'm going to be giving away a copy of this. Like I said, Instagram account is listed below. Go to Instagram and maybe you can win a copy of this devotional. I read the whole thing. You will love it. She is such a great writer. Her stories are funny, but when I got to the end, I like cried. And anyway, so go to there, and if you want a copy of it, if not, it is coming out this week, and you can go to Amazon and you can buy it there. If you didn't want to win it, you can go buy it today. It comes out today. So everyone, thank you so much for watching, and thank you, KariAnne. I love you, and please hit like if you love this interview, and subscribe, and you can watch my interviews. I post every single day. Thank you, everyone.